Right, who else is fed up of Elden Ring builds and vids which require about 2 minutes of buffing and hard swapping, either before or during boss fights?
Sir, yes sir!
Who here wants an overpowered game-breaking build that can be done with just one chug and one raw?
Sir, yes sir!
You all do? Good, me too. Seriously, look at this thing in action. Also, what if I told you we can actually set an unofficial 5th talisman-like boost to this build?
Sir, yes!
Stop, you're not funny.
In just a few minutes, you will have everything you need to break Elden Ring. My fellow Tarnished, I give you the Bloodstar. I started with the Vagabond class, and our stats are Vigor at 60 for the health hard cap, Mind at 10, Endurance at 38, Strength at 60 for the soft cap, Dexterity at 13, Intelligence at 9, Faith at 9, and Arcane at 80. This level gives us 90% scaling return. Yummy! Our gear could not be easier. As the namesake hints to, we are using the Occult Starfist plus 25. This thing is absolutely destroying bosses, and we'll look at how to use it in more detail in a moment. On the Starfist, we have the Ash of War Barbaric Roar. This bad boy will boost our physical attacks by 7.5% and has a plus 5 strength scaling to the Starfist. And it also alters our heavy attack. More on this in a moment. Oh look, we have nothing in our offhand.
You get nothing! Good day, sir!
We have the White Mask in our head slot, which will boost our attack power when bleed kicks in, and then we have some horrendous on-theme Elden bling. The Omen set. It's ugly, but I love it, and I love the 82 poise it gives us to tank through attacks. Talismans, talismans, talismans. Our talismans are super simple. We have the Lord of Blood's Exaltation, raising our attack power by 20% when bleed kicks in. This stacks with our White Mask. We have the Rotten Winged Sword Insignia, boosting our attack power by 13% with successive hits. Millicent's Prosthesis, boosting our attack power by up to 11% and giving us plus 5 to Dexterity. And yes, these two talismans are stacking with each other. Then we have the Raw Medallion, which is going to further boost the buff from Barbaric Roar on our Occult Starfist. In the Flask of Wondrous Physick, we have the Thorny Cracked Tear, boosting our attack power by up to 20% with successive hits. This is also scaling with Rotten Winged Sword Insignia and Millicent's Prosthesis. Nice. And then we have the Green Burst Crystal Tear, boosting our stamina recovery speed. I mean, that is it. It really is that simple. So let's have a look at how the combat works. Chug the Physick, use Barbaric Roar, and then you're ready to go. There are two ways to fight. Number one, just dual wield the Starfist and split it into two hands, then go to town with simple light attacks. You will hit hard and fast, and the successive hits will very quickly activate all the gear boosted by them. And then when bleed also kicks in, the damage just stacks and goes completely through the roof. It's so brutal and so easy. The second way to approach combat is to take advantage of the savage heavy combo attack we now have thanks to Barbaric Roar. Just hit R2 as much as you can and unleash a brutal heavy combo that wrecks bosses. It has pretty good hyper armor as well. You can circle around enemies to keep hits going, and in a lot of cases you don't even need to roll. For those of you interested in PvP, you can imagine how devastating this build is. Your opponents just do not see it coming. Now, I mentioned a 5th talisman-like slot earlier to help boost this build. Well, if you put a Highland Axe in your offhand, you actually get a plus 10% boost to Barbaric Roar, which stacks with our Raw Medallion. You don't even have to be wielding it in your hand for the buff. And that is how simple the combat for this build is. I just love it. This thing absolutely wrecks. But wait. What if we did use buffs? Please? Can I just have one?
Money, please.
Okay, you could put the Ash of War Golden Vow on the longsword that the Vagabond class starts with. Use that first to boost your attack and defense, and then switch the Highland Axe to your offhand. Sorry, I just could not help myself. I just had to add a cheeky buff to this just to see my AR go higher. Now, before you go anywhere, I want to know what you think of the build. What would you do differently? Should it be buffed up or just kept simple? Let me know in the comments and on my Discord, link in the description. Please join me in thanking Ashenite Bill for this incredible build. Legends. And a shout out to Ashenite Fest for all my greedy tweaks. Cheers guys, you are legends.